Okay, so hot topic. Let's talk personally for a moment. Let's talk about this gaming situation that we are currently in, where complication seems to be the biggest issue. What do I mean by that? Well, look at Xbox. They seem disjointed, kind of not gamer friendly. And that, for me, has drove me to create this video. This video has been something that's been on my mind for a while. Not because everything is complicated, not by any means, but I find myself as a gaming fan and a gamer in general wondering about where gaming is going, and I can't kind of figure out what I'm trying to accomplish with gaming. However, there is one thing that I do know. I miss the old days of gaming, where, for instance, you get a cartridge, you put it in the console. You get a disc, you put it in the console. You play a game for the enjoyment. It's not about getting one up on somebody else. And that, for me, especially now, is something I'm really missing. And given that whole situation, given the whole bountiful thing we have, I mean, we can game like we can watch movies now. I mean, Game Pass is a thing. However, that has got so expensive that people are cancelling subscriptions. And that in itself is, well, strange. Because Game Pass was taunted as the next thing, the next step in gaming, where gaming was that accessible. You could game new titles for a minimal price, and it's just not working out to be the case anymore. It's not worth the money. Not only that, you used to get rewards for that system, and it doesn't seem like the rewards are kind of worth paying Game Pass anymore. And that, for me at least, is crazy, because I used to love Game Pass. Game Pass was my go-to. Obviously, I love PlayStation. So where does that kind of put me when I'm kind of like every type of gaming? Because even PlayStation have their fallbacks. There's things I don't agree with PlayStation, but the one thing they seem to be doing is making things simple, where games are accessible if you pay for them, and you obviously, they don't have something like Game Pass as such, but it works the same principle way, but it's still cheaper than what Microsoft are looking at with Game Pass, and that in itself. Nintendo is the same thing. I mean, Nintendo is the same situation. I mean, their retro games are locked behind a paywall, and that, for me, is really gutting, because, I mean, I own emulation devices, I own other bits and pieces, and those things, for me, well, they're my go-to for my retro games. I have the added advantages of save states and other things like that, and it is literally that feeling that I can already play those games, so there's no point me paying for Nintendo for their online services, where, again, Nintendo offer little extras, but in their case, it's pictures. Let's face it, pictures to customize your little icon in the corner of your Switch screen. That, for me, yeah, it's cool, but is it worth paying the online service? I'm not so sure. So like I said, where does that leave me? Where does that leave gamers that just want to simplify their life? Well, I think I found a solution. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be the solution for everybody, and I don't expect it to be, because everybody is different. these situations are subjective to a point where even the simplest of things aren't for everybody. But the question is, why am I making this video? Why is this such a hot topic? Well, this idea came from the channel Analog Dan, who was previously known as Console and Coffee, basically. But for me, he's said it best where he's found a way to simplify the gaming experience. Just boot up a game. Audio it, it's not the same as putting in a cartridge or a disc, or in some cases, and this is going to show my age, a floppy disk. Now I feel old. But there's a solution where subscription service isn't needed to play online. It isn't needed to download discounts. It's not needed to play a game. And that solution has just been added upon as of now. But you're asking yourself, what solution is it? What other solution is it? Well, the solution to the problems, in my humble opinion, is Steam Deck. And I know everybody's sat there giving it hell for leather right now behind this video, and I get it. I get it. Everybody's praising the Steam Deck. I know that. Everybody is sat there going, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And trust me, I don't mean it in the way I say it. I mean this in the most simplified way ever. Discounts come on Steam where you can afford them. You don't have to be part of a subscription service to get a discount on things. You can play your retro stuff. If you want to emulate something, you emulate it. I know emulation is a dirty word. I get it. But in this day where people like Nintendo are going after so many emulation services for games that they are charging a silly amount for to play online, well, what would be the alternative? I mean, these games are... I mean, you don't see Sega right now with a paywall service where you have to pay the wall in order to break it down. That's not what gaming should be about. It should be simple. In some cases, emulation isn't that simple, but there are people out there that can lead you through that situation. But as for modern gaming, these games, these experiences should not be complicated. It shouldn't be the massive problem it seems to be. And right now, I'm not entirely sure if I want to pay any of these services. I'm not saying boycott them in any way or anything like that. But the thing that I find so unbelievably stupid is the fact that there are other ways and simpler ways to play these games other than paying a big corporate company for the privilege to play games that aren't new and that aren't, for lack of a better term, worth the money. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Doesn't necessarily make it right, but if you think that you want a simpler gaming experience, then I'm here for you. And so are a few other YouTubers like Analog Dan. I hope this has been informative in some way. I hope it saved you a bit of money in some way. Because let's face it, in this time of crunch, we all need some free money out of our budget, which is getting stretched extremely thin. And trust me, I know the feeling. And in this world of gaming, do they really need to steal our well-earned money with subscription services and other, what I would say, fraudulent practices? Probably. Greedy corporate companies. But it is what it is. And your choice isn't the wrong choice. It just depends on what you prefer. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Stay safe, stay cool.